After we listen to our text, please try to answer these questions. Question number 1. What was the name of the teacher? Question number 2. Who was looking at Mr. Graham's desk? Unit 1. Decision time. Sometimes in our lives we have to make difficult decisions. What would you do if you were Sarah in this story? Put your books away quietly and go out to play, Mr. Graham said. You have all worked hard this morning. Well done. The children quickly put their things in their desks and headed toward the playground. They were glad it was time for a break. It was hot and sticky in the classroom. Soon the classroom was quiet and empty. Mr. Graham sat at his desk and enjoyed the quietness for a few moments. He could hear the noise of the children shouting and playing outside. Mr. Graham got up, stretched, and went to the staff room for his break. In the playground, children were having a great time. Some children were standing in the shade of the trees, chatting and joking. Others were racing and chasing each other in the bright sunshine. Sam, Ben, Dan, and Sarah were playing with a ball. It was so hot, they were all sweating. I'm too hot, Sam said. Let's stop and have a rest. Ben agreed, good idea. I'm getting fed up with this game anyway. Let's sit down for a while, Dan suggested. He ran towards the shade of the tree where it was cooler. I have got a can of drink in my bag in the classroom, Sarah said. I'll go in and get it. Hurry up, Sam said, before I die of thirst. Sarah smiled as she went into the school. It was dark and cool inside. It took a moment or two for her eyes to get used to the darkness. Sarah walked down the corridor. It was strange to be in school on her own. Everywhere was so quiet. Her footsteps echoed on the wooden floor. She glanced into each empty classroom as she walked along. Just before Sarah got to her classroom, she stopped to look at her painting on the wall outside. She was very proud of it. Sarah turned to go into her classroom, but a sudden movement inside the room made her stare. She stopped in amazement. There, standing at Mr. Graham's desk, was wine. He was looking in it. He did not look up. He did not see or hear Sarah at the door. What was he doing? Why was he looking in Mr. Graham's desk? Why wasn't he outside? Sarah's heart beat fast. She didn't know what to do. Her mind buzzed with all sorts of questions and thoughts. Shall I go in and ask him what he is doing? Shall I go and get Mr. Graham? Shall I pretend I haven't seen anything and go outside again? Then, all of a sudden, Sarah knew what to do. After we listen to the lesson, let's answer the questions which we write down before we start to read. Question number 1. What was the name of the teacher? Excellent. He was Mr. Graham. Question number 2. Who was looking at Mr. Graham's desk? Excellent. He was wine. Now, let's look at this picture and know the new vocabulary. After we listen to our text, please try to answer these questions, and after that we will correct it together later. Thank you.